tonight at Fletcher High School from 6 to 8 p.m. Come out to the free public event to learn more about the proposed stadium deal. It's 78 degrees at 2 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Attention.
They are not ready for prime time.
Prime time.
That's the name.
Prime time.
What time is it? Showtime prime time.
It's XL Prime Time. Featuring Joe C.
I reduced my toilet paper down to 3 squares.
Matt Hayes.
Big asses and big thighs, yeah.
And Leon Searcy.
Bringing you love, peace, and soul.
How you like me now? How you like me now?
Ready to rock and roll on a Monday, XL Primetime. I realize, at least according to some, that the work shift may have shortened from a 9 to 5 to a 9 to 2. So this might be the end of the day for some, knocking off and ready to hang out with XL Primetime. I'll give you some of the details of that coming up in a little bit, but that whistle we were talking about before with RJ with a shift change, it may have to come in the 2 o'clock hour if folks are already getting off work. Welcome in. It is XL Primetime, Mocama Beer Company Monday. You can enjoy Mocama coffee every single day of the week, and then that delicious craft Tuesday through Sunday. Hopefully you can find them right there as you enter the heart of Fernandina. And, of course, on South 8th Street is their original location, and then the Wildlight location up in Nassau County on the shelves as well, Mocama. So before we get going on anything, I do have to shout out my Nassau brethren and Fernandina. Those in the Dina, TLD and I went up there for a nice little night getaway, had a great time. These little staycations that you can do between St. Aug, like a Duvaller can go down to St. Augustine and have a great time, can go up to Fernandina and have a great time. Anyway, we went up to Fernandina, and there's just so many good people up there. AI Al and the Mocama folks and everybody else. So shout out to Fernandina. Give them a round of applause, RJ, because they're just good people up there. We got 5 counties that basically cover the First Coast, and that's with apologies to Baker County, but you know who the main 5 are. It's just paradise everywhere. I don't care where you're going. Do you have a good
north,
weekend?
south. Listen, north, south, east, west. You can't go wrong.
No.
I mean, you can go either direction. You can find you a spot
Yeah.
near some water, nice little balcony, nice little brunch, wherever you go.
Yeah.
That's the beautiful thing about Jacksonville.
We had a great time. That's for sure. Matty, you have a good weekend?
Yep. That's nice, nice fresh seafood this weekend,
Yeah.
too. Very good.
Oh, yeah. All right. Now, listen, this is what I got in my hot little hands. If you get on YouTube, the MyBookie Digital Studios, you can just search 1010XL, and you can find us on the stream. And I've got the entire flip card, if you want to call it that. Whenever you go to the press box, you get the heavier stock flip card. And this is the first of the OTAs that you'll be able to flip and just kind of scan. And as soon as you see a guy make a play, this is a standard move. You're like, okay, who's 14? All right, who's 15? Who's 35? And so it was good to see a lot of those new bodies. 787 no more, Leon. It's
true.
It ain't Zay Jones anymore. Now it's Brian Thomas Jr. And I tweeted out that I don't mind seeing this 16-7 combination. It was against air, but there were a few good plays made.
Well, listen, I can remember when I was a veteran, when we had like OTAs or new guys come in, you just go by number. You say, hey, 15, make sure you bring the breakfast tomorrow. Hey, 20. Hey, make sure I get some water. Make sure my Gatorade's cold. So you just call them by number right now. It seems a little disrespectful, but they have to earn their name as the camp goes on.
I have to agree with you, because right now you got a sea of numbers, 90 players that are in some form or fashion out there. The one thing I did get a kick out of, and Matt can appreciate this, the one guy that I saw in the non-contact jersey, he actually looked pretty good when he was running, looked sleek, low to the ground, non-contact jersey, Lorenzo Lingard. I'm thinking, how long has that cat been in a non-contact jersey?
He's in camp?
Yeah, he's in camp, yeah. He's got a shot. But how many years have we talked about the 5-star, Lorenzo Lingard, and he comes out of the college ranks into the pro ranks, and he's still got him a non-contact jersey. He went through some injuries over the course of his time. He bounced around.
Hey, I'm impressed he's still getting checks, bro.
Well,
nothing wrong with that.
He hasn't gotten one yet. We're going to find out.
Well, he gets per diem.
Yeah, exactly. That is true. That is true. But he didn't look too bad. Dearness Johnson wearing number 2 now. And you in your backfield, in your Jacksonville Jaguar backfield, you have number 1, number 2, and number 4. It does look kind of weird. They love the single-digit numbers now.
They do.
And so you've got Travis Etienne wearing the 1. You got number 2 now with Dearness Johnson. And number 4, Tank Bigsby. And I'll just say it right now. He looks good when they don't have pads on.
Why would you do that? Why?
I know. I'm just laughing at myself saying it. He looks good when they don't have the pads on. And he might even look good when they have the pads on in training camp. But he also had a couple of drops today. And look, that's expected. That's what practice is all about, okay? I don't need everybody to be perfect every single play.
No, I mean, and listen, we're hard on the guys because we're evaluating guys in practice. And the whole idea behind practice is that you make the mistakes in practice so you don't make them in the game. So drop passes, missed assignments, missed blocks, where there's a learning experience. You want to get a lot of that out the way before you get to game time. So a lot of us, we evaluate practice too thoroughly, I think, Mr. Matt Hayes.
Oh, you better believe.
Why are you looking at me?
Because you're over here looking at me like, are you serious right now?
What's wrong? What's wrong with evaluating practice?
Well, it's nothing
That's how
wrong.
you get better, is it not?
Well,
yeah, but sometimes
self-evaluation. I'm just saying, don't beat the guys down for making mistakes.
I'm not beating the guys down at all. You know, and you know, it's funny that when we talk about Bigsby, you know, we talk about Brenton Strange, and we talk about other second and third rounders, and we're always like, oh, those are blown. That's a blown pick, bulky. Why don't we blame the player at some point?
Yeah.
How about that?
I don't have a problem with that at all.
Okay.
Yeah, it's his job to get better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's still blame on the guy that picked him. There's no doubt.
The coach's job is to lay the breadcrumbs.
Yeah.
And you're supposed to eat and get better.
Let's get off to a good start, though.
Yeah.
We are critical of players. We don't just blame Balky. We criticize the players that don't get the job done. Tank
and coaches.
Yeah,
it's a 3-pronged deal.
Yeah, exactly. It's every part of it. Who do you choose?
Mm-hmm.
Do you draft and develop them? And can you go out and make sure that you make the play? Mm-hmm. So that's everybody. That's everybody. That's the GM and the personnel people. It's the coach when they get them on the grass, and then it's the player when they're in crunch time, when the game matters, when the game's on the line.
Well, it's also the scouting department because they're making the evaluation based upon the information that they have obtained from their school. Is he coachable? Does he learn fast? Does he learn slow? And how quick can he equate information that is given to him and translate it onto the field? Now, if you got slow players, I'm not calling last year's draft pick slow. I'm just saying, if you got slow players and it takes a little bit of time for them to get on the field and partake, then that's a problem.
What did Mia say they were calling it? The onboard process.
Yeah, they have the new phrase is onboarding, which really does crack me up.
Onboarding.
Yeah, what does that even mean?
I don't know. Just get your butt on the field, man. Go play.
I'll just tell you this.
Come on.
I've stood in line trying to get on a flight.
Yeah.
And that onboarding takes a hell of a long time sometimes.
Yeah, they lied.
Okay, especially if you're zone 7 or whatever you are.
I never wait that long.
Yeah, this football team cannot have that long of an onboarding process. I'll just tell you that.
Well, these guys are professionals, man.
Listen,
they are professionals.
We are not starting off ripping this football team.
No. What I'm saying is, that's not it. What I'm saying is that would be like me if I get another job at a different website, and all of a sudden it's like, I'm going to take about a year to onboard. Yeah. No, right away, go.
Well, I'm going
go and play at a high level.
I'm going to say this, Matt Hayes. I'm going to say this. For last year's draft picks, right, who didn't hit the field, who spent more time on the, list, on the not dressing list.
Right, inactive
list than they did plays. You're saying be a professional. They need to be taught how to be professional, bro. I mean, where's it?
Oh, it's the truth.
No, it's true.
Stop protecting these guys.
Why are you doing it? I can't go in this maddening circle.
It's not a circle. You're protecting them. There's nothing
I'm not
to protect
protecting
them about. They played ball all their lives.
Oh my gosh.
All their lives. You're going to tell me the speed's different. I'll say, okay, great.
I got news for everybody. I got news for everybody out there. Whenever we actually see games that count again, that's when we begin to criticize. Ain't criticizing right now.
We saw 17 games last year, those two.
And guess what? We were critical.
Right. That's the guys we're talking about now.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out exactly what the hell we're doing. If we're starting out the first time we're seeing OTAs and we're immediately dropping the hammer.
And you said he looked good, and I said, boom.
Yeah.
That's all.
Oh, my gosh. I'm looking, like right now, I have no idea what to expect from Brenton Strange. I got no
and I've told you all along, I haven't given up on either one of them.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is this whole thought process of onboarding. It's ridiculous.
I don't use the phrase. And I'm not even sure why we even need to go there. I don't care about the phrase. I care about what the football team looks like and whether they're good when it counts.
I care about the guy holding on to the ball, okay? How about that?
And I think we all do. Raise
Or
your hand
the guy
out there
not
in
holding.
YouTube land.
Or the guy not holding. How about that?
Look, where are we going off the rails that we don't agree on these things? What are you talking about?
Because you're a little bit protective,
I'm
a little bit protective.
I'm trying to give the fans a little bit of a good feeling in the offseason about what their future 2024 squad looks like. And I'm looking at them, and I'm just trying to put eyes on these guys and see what they look like. Brian Thomas Jr. definitely looks the part. You want to see these guys running in traffic. He caught his share of balls. He was open. He was able to separate. But there's all these other things that are going on. You're trying to figure out whether or not Tyson Campbell's looking good, whether Cisco's looking good, whether they're picking up things defensively that they need to be able to pick up.
See, the problem is we weren't there. That's the problem. So we should just reserve until we get there.
Yeah,
Okay,
you
next
guys
week.
will
We
be
didn't get a
there
chance to
week,
get
but-
there. So
Oh,
we're
next
gonna
week I'll be
reserve.
there.
But-
I had the reasons why I couldn't go there.
Yeah.
Over the weekend, I strained my back lifting weights. That's
Yeah.
why. So.
And by the way, what weight count? were you in?
I'll do my shrugs. All right. So and I end with 115s on each of my arm. All right. So I did the 115s. I do them sets of 10. I got to about 7, and then I felt a little pull.
115s, ladies and
Yeah,
gentlemen.
115 to each arm. So I got to about set number 7, then I felt a little strain in my back. And immediately it said, put the weights down. I put the weights down. But I did finish my workout. I had other stuff I needed to do. And when I got home, I paid for it pretty good.
Yeah.
You finished even though you felt the twinge?
Yeah,
That's
Well,
tough.
just don't.
Yeah.
Don't focus on
Well,
that.
no,
area.
I'm good now. Only problem I was worried about being out in that heat, standing up for about an hour and a half with my
Okay.
back just getting better. So I figured I would wait it out to next week.
You know how tight you'd have been after like 45 minutes there?
It would have been difficult.
Oh,
So I think in the first seg, we already have figured out that we do that declarative thing that you were telling Matt not to do. We've already done that declarative thing where either they suck or they're going to go all the way. It's happened in the first 14 minutes of our show.
I'm not
somewhere in the middle.
I
of it
didn't say they
is-
sucked, and I
yeah.
didn't say they'd go all the way. All
Yeah.
I'm saying is, all I'm saying is, at some point, there's got to be like a little reality to like what we've seen so far. That's all.
Right, and so at some point,
I'm
doesn't
not
need to-
saying they're suck. I'm the guy
Right.
saying I'm not giving up on either one of those guys.
Right,
I've been
I'm just
saying that
saying-
for 9 months.
I'm just saying at some point doesn't need to happen in May.
I mean,
is what I'm saying.
there's some new car smell to the team that you know.
Yes.
It's not the same used cars, bro. We got some new car
those guys
smell.
aren't new. Those guys have been here for 15 months.
Oh my gosh,
17
man.
months.
I'm talking about
yes.
the Gabe Davises of the world. I'm talking about.
I totally agree with that.
Yeah, I'm talking about
But he
the
brought
Bryans.
up
Yeah.
Tank Bigsby, so I was
Oh,
talking
well.
about Tank Bigsby.
Yeah,
No,
and-
he's not a new car smell.
yeah,
He's
and
still
by the
old.
way,
No,
he's still used.
Yeah, he's
I prefaced
late
it by
model right now.
The late-
Hey, I don't know where, we need a little wiggle room here. I prefaced it by saying Tank looks good in the offseason, and it made me laugh. It made me laugh because I know he didn't look good in some of the most important moments that he had a chance to look good in. I was critical then. I hammered Tank. But now I'm looking at him like, no pads. They can't bring you to the ground. And once again, he looks good. And I'm just talking about any of these guys. I'm just trying to throw names out there for Jaguar fans to soak up.
You remember the conversation last year about this time with Tank Bigsby, how he was going to take reps from ATN?
Remember that?
I remember that. You remember that conversation? Oh, he looks good. He looks way better than ATN.
Yeah, the reps were
He's
going to be
ta-
55, 45.
Oh, yeah.
something
He's
like
going
that.
to take reps away from him. Please stop.
5 weeks in the season, now he's on the bench. He's not getting
Exactly.
off
He's
the
a
bench.
healthy scratch.
And by the way, we were all part of it.
Yes,
okay?
we were.
Yeah, we were all
That's
part
why
of it.
I shame myself.
And so, I look at these guys. I look at Parker Washington. I think he's got a little more weight on him. He's getting open, making the catch. Again, these are in helmets, in jerseys and shorts. There aren't any pads. There's nothing like that. But whenever I see guys make a play, meaning they separate, hands up, ball is in the midst, and they're turning upfield, I like seeing some of that stuff. Gives me, at least kind of fires me up.
Another
a
guy
little
who
bit.
I think, by the way, could be a good player for them.
Yeah,
I've
I
been
think
saying
Parker's
all
got
along.
it.
Yeah.
Parker,
sure.
Well, how did Fortner look? I was very interested over the offseason. Did he put on any weight?
He does look a
because
little bit
he
bigger.
was the scapegoat. He was the scapegoat of the team.
307 what he's got.
He's 307?
Yeah,
Does he look stronger, bigger? I mean, what is it?
I would say, and you know this better than we do, Leon, is that I do like the fact that there's still a little bit of banging interiorly, even when the pads are off, because you guys want to make
Yeah,
contact.
yeah.
Okay, but you're not hitting.
No, we're not hurt. It's called grip and fit.
Yeah.
That's what we do. We grip and fit.
Yeah.
We're not doing any real pushing. We just want to make sure we're getting in the right leverage, getting our hands inside, sinking the hips, and all that kind of good stuff. It's called grip and fit. What we do.
But at least some of the conversations that I'm having with the guys on the side as we're watching this all unfold is that I term this the Mitch Morse signing for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Mm-hmm.
It is addition by subtraction. They have taken Luke Fortner out, and they've added Mitch Morse, older, veteran, savvy, but also has that injury history going back in time. But it's addition by subtraction.
Yeah.
They replaced a weak link, and now they're expecting everything to benefit, everything to be better because of that.
Yeah, well, that's why I called him the scapegoat, because they essentially did nothing in the offseason as far as the draft or anything interiorly. So they're basically saying, okay, Luke Fortner was the problem. Now that we've got more of a veteran status with interiorly, we're going to be better because of it. So I hope that's the truth.
All right, so let's crank it out. We got OTAs to talk about. I honestly, if you're on YouTube and you constantly see the smile from Matt, you look at it, you're like, this guy's excited. He's fired up. He's good to go. But I'm looking at what he's smiling at.
I'm smiling, Searcy.
Oh yeah, I know. I love. Believe me. The positivity.
I'm smiling on the text line, brought to you by good friends at Lifetime Enclosures.
Yeah.
Well, these guys are saying onboarding's about training. Onboarding's about getting them ready to play early, quickly as possible. That's what onboarding is.
Again, I don't even.
It's
want to
not
use
what
the
you
phrase.
do in your corporate world. It's about that term in football is how quickly can we get him on the field. That's what it is.
Yeah, and I don't know where the phrase came from, and I plan on not using it. That's
That should be
where
another
I'm at.
phrase that's like, no, you can't do it here.
Yeah.
From 2 to 4, you cannot use that phrase here.
So we'll keep it on the OTAs. Stay on your Jaguars. You can hit the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures at 641-1010. You can go to YouTube. You can stream us. If you're in the office, if you're hanging out, you got your phone out, whatever it might be, you're working out at the gym, just go ahead and pull up YouTube, search 1010XL. Throw a comment our way on YouTube. Now, the other ones we're going to get to, the PGA Championship. Our man Mark Carnevale was on 18 when that putt dropped. He called the action on SiriusXM. So just a thrilling finish, a lot of big names. We'll get into the PGA Championship as we go along today. And the NBA, I was shocked. I was shocked the T-Wolves ran the Denver Nuggets right out of their own gym, and the same thing happened up in New York with the Pacers getting rid of New York. We'll get into all that as we go along today. It is XL Primetime.
Cruising with XL Prime Time in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL.
The good, the bad, the extreme, and the completely insane. Now this is a team I could work with.
Just the right blend of misfits to make life more interesting. 1010XL.
Mia here. The NBA playoffs are heating up, and it's the perfect time to elevate your game with MyBookie. With MyBookie, you can bet from anywhere, anytime, so you never miss a shot to cash in on a play. You can even live stream and bet on the games right from the sportsbook, giving you everything you'll need to decide, cash out or let it ride. MyBookie really makes it easy to get paid with tons of boosted props and slam dunk parlays. And new boosts are now posted on the daily. It's more than just a sportsbook. Buzzer beaters, underdog upsets, and a community to share in all of the sweats. Give yourself a head start today and play with house money using promo code 1010XL when you make your first deposit. That's promo code 1010XL to claim a limited time bonus when you sign up and make your first deposit. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere, only with MyBookie.
Guys, feeling deflated in the bedroom? ED, low T, no energy? If your stuff is broken, call 904-STROKEN or 904stroken.com. No shots in the first treatment, now free. Fix your ED at 904stroken.com.
Hey gang, a tougher housing market means it's crucial to hire the right agent to sell your home at maximum price. That's why I recommend Chad and Sandy Newman. Chad and Sandy have the plan and experience to sell your home fast and, most importantly for you, get maximum cash. Listen, problems lead to promises, lead to proof when you trust Chad and Sandy. Among those promises, Chad and Sandy, the only local real estate experts I trust and recommend, and this is why. Chad and Sandy guarantee your home sold at an agreed-upon price and deadline, or they will buy it. Problems that you think are problems are fixed with the promises of Chad and Sandy. Let's go now to some proof. Justin and Palatka. I was trapped in a mortgage with my ex-wife on a home that didn't sell for 184 days with another realtor. Finally, we hired Chad and Sandy, and the difference was instantaneous. We had multiple offers in 7 days and sold and closed in 16. So just do this, gang. Call Chad and Sandy today, 904-414-6200, or go to chadandsandy.com.
The Sign and Drive Green Tag event continues, offering 0% for 84 months with no money down on a John Deere compact utility tractor with loader. Limited time offer. Visit your local Ag Pro today. Offer ends May 31st, 2024. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
Start your Sunday off with a cup of Joe and some sports medicine intel. This is Joe C. inviting you to join me and Dr. George Bari for Breaking Bones every Sunday morning at 7:30. And if you miss an episode, just look for Breaking Bones wherever you listen to podcasts.
It's the perfect day. You're just driving along, listening to your favorite music, the windows down. There's a cool breeze. Life is good. But wait, hold on a second. You're not wearing a seatbelt? You'd better put that on before that... Uh-oh, too late. Cops everywhere are stepping up enforcement, so you'd better buckle up or you will get caught. Sorry to ruin your day. Click it or ticket.
Funded by the Florida Department of Transportation.
Hi, I'm David Lane, your average everyday Joe. I'm 5 months out of my back surgery with Southeast Orthopedic, and I'm doing great. Thanks to Dr. Herford and his staff at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
David Garrard here. Playing in the NFL can put a lot of wear and tear on your body, especially your knees. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists has kept me mobile and ready to tackle every day.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Hey Jacksonville, Lauren Brooks here from Helmets and Heels for Big Chief Tire. For over 60 years, Big Chief has been known for fair prices and quality service you can trust. Whether you drive an electric vehicle or a traditional car, they carry the best tire brands to keep you safe on the road. If you're ready to experience great service without breaking the bank, visit BigChiefTire.com or call 904-932-0950 to schedule an appointment at any of their 5 locations. 904-932-0950.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes, and I've been telling you about Fenwick Home Services for a while now. Well, spring is here, and that to-do list isn't going away. But I'm not stressing because when I need them, I know Fenwick Home Services is there 24/7 with cooling and plumbing solutions to fit my budget. Whether it's minor upgrades or major repairs, they get it done right the first time. So schedule your seasonal AC tune-up today and avoid costly breakdowns. Don't hope you won't have a problem. Plan to make sure you don't. Book now at FenwickHomeservices.com/radio. That's FenwickHomeservices.com/radio.
I'm Ben from Beard's Diamonds. My father and I buy our stones direct from the diamond cutters. No middleman, no big company overhead, no commission salespeople, and we pass the savings on to you. Before you buy anywhere else, remember, Beard's Diamonds will beat any competitor's price.
In the St. John's Town Center or at beardsdiamonds.com.
Hey, David here with Royal Pest Services. Men, are you struggling in the bedroom? Do spiders and roaches have you scared? Visit RoyalPestServices.com and let us help you get that man card back. Guaranteed results on our first visit.
Hey, Hicken here for Zero Res. Like many of you, I love living in Jacksonville, where we have so many families who serve or have served in the military. I'm so grateful for their sacrifice to keep us safe. If you have a family member who is on active duty or is a veteran, now is the time to call Zero Res. Because right now you get a 25% military discount on everything they clean. A thank you for your service. That's 25% off carpet cleaning, tile and grout upholstery, or Oriental rugs. Zero Res, man, spell it forwards or backwards. It's the right way to clean.
Zero Res. 1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. The Weekend Rewind, brought to you by Cycles of Jacksonville, the big boy toy store for big boy toys.
Xander Schauffele birdies the 72nd hole of the PGA Championship to claim his first major.
Xander with victory at Valhalla.
Kyrie Irving improves to 14-0 in close-out games in the playoffs and helps the Mavericks advance to the Western Conference Finals.
Lively, big offensive rebound. Irving will get a good look, and he swishes it through from 3. It's a 2-point game.
Shohei Ohtani walks it off for the Dodgers in LA.
Here it comes. Ohtani with base hit to right field. Hayward comes over to score. A showstopper and game ender. Shohei Ohtani, his first walk-off hit in 4 seasons. His first walk-off hit as a Dodger.
Tyrese Halliburton sends the Knicks home in Game 7 of the semifinals.
Winning the rebounding numbers again. Halliburton connects on a 3. Tyrese Halliburton now 24 points. He's 6 of 9 from downtown.
I mean, you have to give the Indiana Pacers a ton of credit here for how they started the game. And then the response here in the third quarter when the crowd gets going. Tyrese Halliburton with an answer.
Anthony Edwards leads the Timberwolves to the West Finals for the first time in 20 years.
Oh, there's a steal by Edwards. Here he comes, and there he goes. They're going to send the double Ant-Man. Edwards, it's a 3. Good!
I have not been to Minnesota in probably 20 years.
Bring gas.
The weekend rewind with a couple of gems as far as Game 7s, and the thing is that both of them lost in their own house. New York injuries, yeah, they definitely had a big role in the exit for New York, but they lose 3-4. You can Tom Thibodeau criticize it if you want. He played his stars too many minutes, but heck, he managed it well. This is a Knicks team getting in the conversation for the first time in the postseason in a while, moving into the second round. But now the Pacers move on. They play the Celtics. And for Denver to blow that lead, I think the number was they were up by 20 and let go of the lead, basically a lot of the third and then into the fourth. And Jokic had no answer. And Anthony Edwards is a budding superstar, and I'm sure NBA fans obviously know that. That's for sure.
Yeah, he's a real deal. Listen, I love his energy. I love his smack talk. I love his game about him. I don't know if he's the new face of the NBA, but it's a fresh face.
He's getting there.
Yeah, it's a fresh face that I can appreciate. You know, he's got a little. He's got a little old school flavor to him. You know, really doesn't care what you think about him. He's going to play his game, going to talk his smack, that kind of stuff. I love that type of. And it's good for the NBA, too. The fresh new faces, you know, going into the finals. I mean, I know what the NBA wants. They want Dallas, Boston. They do. They want. But I would love to see the Timberwolves keep riding this train. And I'm surprised. Listen, that was what they did in the champs' backyard. They won 3 games in the champs' backyard.
Yeah. But I will say this. I'm going to make 2 points. You're right. What they did is impressive.
Yeah.
Lakers probably should have beat them, too. So there was something wrong with the Nuggets. There's no doubt about that. And I want to say this, is the Mavs are just quietly just getting rid of people in front of them, getting rid of them, moving along. Now they're at the finals. This might be Luka's moment. This season might be Luka's moment to really show what he is and who he's all about.
You talking about hoisting the championship?
I'm talking about this might be his moment.
Okay. That's all right. I like to see it.
I mean, I don't think they're as complete a team as the Celtics, clearly.
Mm-hmm.
But if Luka gets hot and Kyrie stays hot,
they'll be hard to beat.
They'll be difficult, no doubt.
But they're gonna have to deal with that Timberwolves defense, though. That defense is suffocating.
Yeah.
They get after you pretty good. So, I mean, you saw. Listen, when that game won, when they played against the Joker, they had the Joker frustrated. I said, whoa, that's not supposed to happen.
Yeah,
the little pick and roll stuff they was trying to do, and they were bouncing on it and recovering from it. I was like, that doesn't.
But
just
the Mavs
happen.
are more of a perimeter game.
They are.
So that's going to be a problem for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they can run. They're tireless. They're long. There's a lot of pluses. But Dallas, Boston, yeah, it's probably what they want. But they're going to have the television execs probably want that because they have Luka, Tatum, Brown, Kyrie, all that. But you're going to have to deal with these other 2 teams. There's no question about it. Pacers pretty dang talented too. When you saw what Halliburton was able to do, and really for that matter, they got a better basketball team than maybe people realize. Weekend rewind brought to you by the Cycles of Jacksonville, folks. They're on Atlantic near Regency, and they're pumped up because Honda boats have arrived. Now they've already got the Coach pontoon boats, but they've got the beautiful Honda. We're talking big, beautiful boats. You can check it out. They are bringing them in left and right and putting them on the showroom floor or right there on the lot at Cycles of Jacksonville. So get on the water and check out some of those Honda boats that they have. All right, so when we get back to the conversation as far as where this football team is going into the OTA part of their offseason and then into the mandatory minicamp coming up in a couple of weeks, the Jaguars, you just have to look and realize there's a lot of new face value to this football team. Gone are a handful of recognizable stars, but they've also added a fair amount of pieces through free agency, through the draft, and then obviously a few other guys that are going to step onto the football field and at least have a chance maybe to make this football team. And I like the turnover. I really do. I'm going to miss Zay Jones. There's no question about it. You're going to miss a few others that have left this football team. But getting some of the new blood and just seeing what they can represent on this football team, and I would classify this, going back to our conversation with the Tank Bigsbys, the Brenton Stranges of the world, there's some newness with those guys too. They're only second-year guys, Leon. They've only been here for a minute. And they do need to have that uptick in performance and really start to be a bigger piece of the football team.
They need to be challenged. The babysitting time is over, all right? Your rookie year, that was your babysit. This is your second year. This is when you're supposed to establish yourself. Or you're going to fall to the wayside because with the Jaguars, they're saying to you, listen, we know you're young, we know you're youthful, but we're going to get guys to challenge you and replace you. And you got to understand that as a young draft pick from last year, that the table gets smaller as the years go on. I mean, if you're a first, second, or third round pick or whatever, it's a big table. You're getting all the attention and all the fanfare, whatever. But each year, your lack of productivity, we're bringing in guys to replace you. And that's the one thing about the NFL. It's a revolving door. It ain't no country club. It ain't no resort. You don't get no free stay.
I think
last year was their free stay.
Obviously, you want both those guys to play well. Both the second
and I'm
and
just
third
using
round
them
pick,
as an
okay?
example.
No, here's the point I want to make. Yeah. Obviously, you want Bigsby to play well. I think Brenton Strange could have a bigger impact because if he develops quicker and becomes an option in the pass game where he's a guy that can get open, catch the ball, and get yak afterwards, then that allows you to do some of that double tight end stuff, which Doug Peterson did so well with the Eagles. That changes what you can do offensively, and it stresses defenses in different ways. We've talked about it all the time. Those double tight end sets are hard to defend, especially if you got both those guys can block if they're basically both inline and receiving tight ends. Which look, Evan Ingram's not an inline tight end, but he can like hold on to people and move people every once in a while. But if you got two guys out there that can do that, you stress a defense. That's why I think Brenton Strange is much more important right now than Tank Bigsby.
Well, here's the only thing that concerned me. You're absolutely right. Those two tight end sets. I mean, Peterson lived off that with the Eagles, and I'm sure he wants that.
New England made a big time living
Absolutely.
off
sets, man, those are brutal.
But here's the thing, though. Brenton Strange was a healthy scratch, which means that obviously the coaching staff is basically saying we can't trust you.
No, I know that. I know.
So first of all, before you do all any other stuff, he's got to reestablish some trust in some of these OTAs and mini camps for where the coaching staff want to put him on the field.
I get that, but if you get to the point where he can get on the field and be a factor, then you're in a situation where you run that bunch set, and they've got to decide whether do we go big on these tight ends or do we go light and fast to be able to cover them. And if they go light and fast to cover, you just run that zone play.
Yeah,
right behind those tight ends. And if they go big, then you just run right by them and throw the ball.
Well, as we sit here and we talk about Brenton Strange and what he might be able to do for this football team, you guys will see this next week when you're out there for the OTAs. I want to go ahead and give you the Josh Peterson update. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and give it to you. Okay, down the field, open, hands up, ball secure, turn it for some more yards.
Wow.
Okay, so just get ready for it. All right, now they do have a few other guys that they're trying to work in there and figure out who can do what. Even Luke Farrell, he continues to be a big body that can be counted on as an inline blocker, and every once in a while can just slip out and get open. And you have to look at all those options. That's what they're trying to do.
That's my point, Lan. The NFL is a game of matchups.
Yeah.
If you can get in a bunch set and you've got a little guy covering a tight end or you've got a bigger guy covering a tight end because they're worried about you running, and then he can get by that bigger guy because he can get off the line and get off the jam, you cause problems for the defense.
Yeah, I agree. Absolutely.
Yeah, and so you got a handful of tight ends, and I'm just trying to take a look at the overall, the competition that's going to take place for a handful of these positions. I mentioned Dearness Johnson. Dearness Johnson had really, if you go back and look, I don't even know how many plays he played in, guys, but it didn't seem like there was a ton. He had a chance to make a few plays here or there, and then he just kind of started to fade. But he's still a guy they're counting on in that running back room to do something. They're expecting Tank Bigsby to step up. We mentioned Lorenzo Lingard having a little fun with that, with him stepping up. Keelan Robinson, just in the one part, it started to rain, so they took him off the field into the flex field area where they could work out indoors. They get to the end of practice, and they're just doing kickoffs and basically just doing a little return game. Keelan Robinson, the one guy they did draft as a running back but was seen as a kickoff returner, he's the only one I saw drop the ball. And I'm like, okay, it's still, again, it's practice. There's you can't make anything that they do right now too big, but you are wanting to see what these guys look like.
Hey, Claybrooks had a place in this team for a couple years because he could run.
Yeah.
So, right?
Yeah. And so what you're trying to do, and they're going to put as many guys back there. We don't even know what the kickoff returns are going to look like.
I don't think anyone does.
No.
Yeah.
And Hayes Carline's been one of the loudest voices when it comes to that because he's like, we don't even know what personnel they may be looking at to maximize what a kickoff.
You never saw the XFL kickoff?
No, I have, but I guess my point is you have an entire offseason now of these special teams coordinators figuring out what they can do and how they can do it.
Oh, you can run play. I mean, because the other side, you can't move until the person touches the ball, so you can have all kind of configurations of plays. I wouldn't be surprised if you running sweeps and counters on kickoffs and stuff like that. It's going to be crazy, bro. I'm telling you, it's going to be crazy.
Now, we got a couple pieces of sound from Ryan Nielsen, your new defensive coordinator, of course, Doug Peterson, and we'll have a couple of those comments coming up here in just a little bit. Definitely want you to get a feel for what they're thinking. Ryan Nielsen can see a few guys that he wants to put in a position different than what they were a year ago to try and get an idea of what they're capable of. Yasir Abdullah, I'm not expecting a ton out of him. I feel like I got to put my disclaimer out there right away. But they're in some of these situational pass rush moments where you might call it a wide 9. He's a little bit off of where either the tight end or the tackle might be, and he's going to try and quick game him and see if he can get back there and get to the quarterback. Those are the types of things they're just going to have to evaluate. Does that guy fit in? Especially when we're going to a 4-man, 4 down, where does he fit in? Is he more of a linebacker? What kind of skill set does he have? All those things are up for discussion. That's for sure.
Well, we had Devin Lloyd in studio, and we were asking him about, some of the new defensive stuff, and he said he was excited about it. And remember, we asked him, are we going to see you maybe rush the pass a little bit more? Because, his time at Utah, I mean, he went and got it. He was a beast. He was a beast at Utah. I mean, going after, tackles for loss, sacks, interceptions, all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, I would like to see him probably do some rushing as well. Some cross dogs, some outside rushes, or some game rushes or something like that. You got to utilize some other than just dropping them out in pass like I saw.
There was a couple times.
90% of the time last year.
You cannot have a guy that's that athletic and that fast and just say, just go cover, man. You can't do that. It's about getting the quarterback. This game was about getting the quarterback.
And there was a couple times where he looked just a little lost in coverage. And that's the last thing I want to see because I do think it puts them at a real weak point. Any of those guys, when they're asked to do that, that's that mismatch nightmare on that side of the ball, mismatch heaven for a guy like Evan Ingram or somebody else that's looking from the offensive side like, oh, I got the matchup I want. I'd rather see him, like you said, come after the pass.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, my history with playing with guys, here's the thing. With this new defense, you want to take in as much as you can so you're not thinking, you're reacting. Right. When I studied my playbook, I made sure that I knew everything or every particular play, whatever they sent me, because I wanted to be react. I want to be on the go, getting after people and not reacting to people. That's the key to it. Yeah. So it's going to be interesting how much information they're able to obtain, and then they're out there just playing and not thinking.
Yeah. All right, you guys hit us with some of your thoughts. You got to be fired up because you're now seeing the new crop of Jacksonville Jaguar football with the decision to remove a lot of the staff on the defensive side. You're getting the new look from Ryan Nielsen, so we'll hear from him coming up. And, of course, what you got on the offensive side, Trevor has been a topic. It's been contract talk with him a bunch, so we'll get into that coming up. Mocama Beer Company Monday, they definitely want you to hang out, check out their beautiful tap room, both locations up in Nassau County, be it the one right there in the heart of Fernandina Beach when you're coming into the historic district on South 8th, an old 1950s car dealership, which is just so cool. Coffee every day, craft Tuesday through Sunday, and then their Wildlight location. You can head on into Total Wine or ABC, and you can find Mocama as well. Some of that delicious craft. You can definitely check out the Cosmico, the Motor, whatever it might be, Pilsners, Stouts, IPAs, fruited, sours, you name it. They got it at Mocama Beer Company. So we hope to hook up with Mark Carnival. Our quarterback whisperer, Denny Thompson, we normally have on Monday. We're going to have him on Tuesday this week. But we'll definitely get into the PGA coming up as well. It is XL Primetime.
You're riding in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios. XL Primetime on 1010XL. Get Florida Gators play-by-play on 1010XL.
The SEC tournament starts tomorrow. Gators Vanderbilt at 5:30 on 1010 AM.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. From GFL, Green for Life.
Homeowners and investors, the choice of title company is yours. When making that decision, choose the team of St. John's Title, LLC. As board-certified expert attorney-owned firm with decades of experience, we provide the utmost in precision and professionalism. Conveniently located offices and in-home remote closing options, we serve your needs. Whether refinancing or selling your property, our customer-first approach is tailor-made to your timeline. With a seasoned team of experts and 5-star testimonials from customers across the First Coast, visit stjohnstitle.com.
Is your old AC trying to keep up with the Florida heat?
At JTM Comfort Services, they understand the importance of a reliable AC system. That's why they offer financing on qualified repairs and replacements. Don't suffer through another scorching summer. Upgrade now to a new, energy-efficient system. Visit jtmcooling.com to learn more and schedule your consultation. Veteran and family owned.
Your comfort is our name. Call my dad to keep you in the game.
There are 3 certainties in life: death, taxes, and if you stay in your home long enough, a new roof. Pick it here for our friends at Lockhart Roofing. Nobody better in Jacksonville. How do I know? They are a local certified Master Elite contractor, and that means they have a GAF Master Elite warranty. That's the best in the roofing industry. In this day and age, don't settle for cheaper discount roofers. Lockhart Roofing has been here for decades. They aren't going anywhere. Call my friends at Lockhart Roofing, 994-3851. That's 994-3851. Lockhart Roofing, Jacksonville's best for Jacksonville people.
Do you have clicking, popping, swelling, or pain in your knee or shoulder? This can be due to arthritic changes in your joints. Over time, you have wear and tear of your cartilage. I am Dr. George Bari, and here at Bari Orthopedics, we have numerous ways to treat your arthritis, such as regenerative medicine, including PRP and joint replacements with CT guidance for accuracy down to the millimeter. If you are experiencing any of these symptoms, call us for an appointment today, or log on to BariOrthopedics.com.
Find out more at BariOrthopedics.com. That's BAHRI Orthopedics.com.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On May 20th, 1919, Babe Ruth hits his first career grand slam while playing for the Boston Red Sox. It was his 22nd home run of his career.
International soccer returns this summer. Don't miss your chance to see teams from the biggest league in the world in Jacksonville as they compete for the Stateside Cup. Be there when Premier League clubs Wolves and West Ham take the pitch July 27th at Everbank Stadium, home of the Jaguars. With the series trophy on the line, competition will be fierce. Tickets on sale now for as low as $35 at statesidecup.com.
Mystic Cornhole Company builds the best high-quality custom boards right here in Jax. Perfect for weddings, tailgating, your business, a day at the beach, and a great gift idea for you-know-who. See their designs at mysticcornholecompany.com.
Are you really even celebrating if you're not getting the Memorial Day meat sweats from Southern Steer Butcher? We're stocked and ready for you. Check out all of our Memorial Day specials online Wednesday to Monday.
For tasty tips and juicy breasts, choose Southern Steer Butcher.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. You've heard me praising the quick and easy process of Awaken 180 weight loss. Now I'm going to explain the benefits. It begins with fitting into clothes you haven't worn in years, or better yet, buying new clothes because those you have simply don't fit anymore, or tightening your belt and realizing you're out of holes, or running on the treadmill or on the beach, or lifting weights just like you once did, or, and here's the key, your health drastically changes. Who doesn't want that? The transformation from old you to new you is the finish line, and Awaken 180 weight loss gets you there faster, safer, and easier than any other weight loss program. You're healthy, you're happy, you've made a paradigm life shift. If I can do it, if Mike Dempsey can do it, and Hacker can do it, if more than 21,000 others can do it, you can too. Get your plan, get your personal coach, and get your results by doing what we all did. Choose the solution for weight loss. Awaken 180 weight loss. Call 844-346-1800. That's 844-346-1800, or online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Skilled trade jobs are booming, so begin your high-pay, high-demand career today through the Northeast Florida Builders Association. Their apprenticeship program provides paid training in some of the most highly sought-after skilled trades. Get paid while you train, full-time in carpentry, electrical, HVAC, or plumbing. Plus, earn a 10% raise every year, and the classes are 100% tuition-free. Start your new career today and apply before June 10th at NEFBAapprenticeship.org.
What's colder, the North or the South Pole? The answer coming up.
Filing any homeowner's claim is really easy with Southern Oak Insurance. Simply file your claim directly with us. We'll handle the vendors. It will save money for you.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
The South Pole is colder than the North Pole, which is an ocean surrounded by land. The South Pole is land surrounded by ocean.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Yeah, just again, a veteran leader. Someone brings a lot of experience to that position and to that group. Been really good with Luke. Those two have been, working extremely close, obviously, and Mitch has been a great resource for Luke, and it's been good, and that's what you want to see out of veteran players. Same with Brandon Sheriff. I mean, he's another one with some of the young offensive linemen that we do have.
It's Mocama Monday on XL Primetime. Head to the tap room in Fernandina Beach every day that ends with Y and enjoy some Mocama.
You'll love the layout, the look, the vibe, the feel. They got food trucks outside, some cold craft or delicious warm coffee inside at Mocama Wildlight or right there on South 8th Street. So what did you think? Mitch Morse is who Doug Peterson, your head coach, was just talking about. That cut courtesy of Jaguars.com, and he said he's been good for Luke. And I'll parse through that, Leon. That's all fine and good. That's what a coach is going to say. That's all the good stuff to say to encourage, that we're all going to get better. But Jaguar Nation, Duval, all of Duval, just wants to see Mitch Morse play that center position at a higher level than Luke did.
Yeah, and listen, Luke, he can learn from this.
Yes,
all right? He can absolutely learn from it. I mean, he can do one of two things. He can pout, or he can learn to let it linger, one of the two. Mm-hmm. But this is going to actually help him, to be quite honest with you, because he struggled last year mightily against bigger opponents. All right, and that's why I was concerned. That's why I asked Matt. I said, that's why I asked you when you saw him out there. He looked bigger, stronger, a little bit more physical because he got overwhelmed a lot last year at the second most important position on the center. The quickest way to the quarterback is through the center.
You better believe it, dude. If that caves.
Yeah, and if you got 340 and you can't handle it, you got 350 because that's what he's going to do. He's essentially going up against nose guards.
Then the dam is broken.
Hey, absolutely, and all goes to hell. So, I mean, but he can learn from this because Mitch Morse has been in the game for a minute. He's been in the game. He's been a wily vet. He's played, 10 years? Been at least 10 years in the league. He's been solid.
He's been in the league all the way back to when Doug Peterson was coaching in Kansas City.
That's a long time. Yeah. So Doug probably has history with him. He trusts him. The reason why he went after him. So, but Mitch Morse, if he can stay healthy, he's going to help this front. He's going to help us up front.
Yeah, I think he'll help on the field, obviously. But to the as big a point is, and Leon can speak to this as well. He can teach the little things, leverage points. where you can get it. He's only 307 dealing with a 340-pound dude. You know, Luke Fortner came in the league. There's no one in front of him. He was basically, you're the center, go.
Yep.
He had no one teaching him, no one leading him. It was just him thrown in the fire, right? So maybe Mitch Morse, like you said, being around him, teach him the little nuances of the position.
Yeah, because
He only
Mitch
played it for like a year and a half at Kentucky.
Yeah, and Mitch is not a big guy.
Right, he's 305.
He's 305, but he knows how to use, like you say, his leverage. Low man wins in this game always. Low man wins. And your ability to get on guys quick, fast, use your leverage, use your hips, flip your hips, get low, sink your hip, all that kind of stuff, that is going to be essential to any offensive line play, especially at the center position.
And
you were telling me, once you got your arm on the outside of a guy and started turning him, it didn't matter how much you weighed, right?
No, I had him.
Right.
You're mine.
I'm not.
That's the point I'm making.
Exactly.
Those little nuances, those little leverage points, right?
Yeah. Attack points, leverage points, all that
because
kind of stuff.
that's when you become a technician.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you become, you got to, and it's the aptitude and attitude part of it. I always talk about this, but you have to become resourceful as a mother with whatever you have available to you. Aptitude, attitude, your technique, everything. How did you survive? Your technique got you home quite a bit.
Yeah, and you got to want it.
Yeah.
You got to want it. You got to want it more than the guy across from you.
Yeah.
And not just in the first quarter. I'm talking about in the fourth quarter when it counts.
Mm-hmm.
When you're down by 4 points and you got 2 minutes to go, you got to go 80 yards. Both of y'all are tied. It's a war of wheels now.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm talking about. That kind of stuff.
Yeah. And that's what you're hoping for. All right, real quick, one more from Doug Peterson, since we were talking about the idea of getting everything rolling once again, getting an idea of what the draft class from last year can do coming back. What has been the hottest topic among all Jaguar fans? Forget about Brian Thomas Jr., forget about Mitch Morse versus Luke Fortner. Has it not been Trevor Lawrence's contract? Okay, everywhere you go, that is the topic.
That was a talking point all weekend long.
Yeah.
Really?
At the Cigar Lounge. All weekend long.
Everywhere you go. Is he worth it? Does he deserve it?
What was the percentage?
It was a 50-50 bag. It really
come
was.
on.
I'm serious, bro. I'm serious. There was a lot of talk about, is he worth it? Hasn't done enough.
Matt,
Doesn't live to the expectations. All that kind
yeah,
of. I'm serious, bro.
Go back to our conversations that we've had a number of times on our show. As soon as you bring it up, it's a red-hot topic. Half of them say yes, half of them say no. We went through the list last week when we were doing the exercise of who would you take over him, that type of stuff. And there's only so many guys that are making $50 million, and he's about to be one of them. All right, so here's the soundbite from Doug Peterson on the contract talk for Trevor.
I think it's part of the business, but I think obviously the sooner you get it done, right, it's behind everybody, and now we focus on football, and so that's not lingering and that's not out there. I know Trent and his agent, excuse me, they've continued to talk and will talk, and they're working hard and tirelessly, and I just gotta coach Trevor and coach football, and hopefully it gets done, and it will.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, got to make the decision on when. Yeah. And I believe this. And all right, let's make this the 10-10 take real quick, RJ, and then we'll stay on this and then jump into the 3 o'clock hour to kind of carry over the conversation.
Now, Joe C's 10-10 take. Slow smoked and served up by Sonny's Barbecue. Local pit masters since '68.
Sonny's, they are there to make sure that your belly is full. Your appetite has been absolutely treated to a top-notch meal. You can enjoy Sonny's all over the First Coast, slow smoked with all those delicious sides. So the bottom line is, do you pay him now or do you pay him later? If you pay him now, talking about Trevor Lawrence getting a new contract, you're going to save some dinero. That is reality. That's what Trent Baalke and the Jacksonville Jaguars, and Shad Khan for that matter, who's writing the check, is looking at. If we ink him now, we're going to save a little bit of money. But then the other half of the argument is he worth the money you're about to pay him with the turnovers, with the question marks that you still have? If he erases all those question marks and cleans up those turnovers, you get to this time next year, and he has gone way up price-wise. So that's the decision and the dilemma that this team is facing that they ultimately have to answer. Methinks they want to pay him now and save a little bit down the line. That's the 10-10 take. That's why they're about to put him in that $50 million category, because right now, Big Searcy is what you were talking about.
Yeah.
Compensation for Joey Burrow, $55. Compensation for Jared Goff, $53 million. Compensation for Justin Herbert, $52.5. Lamar, $52. Jalen Hurts, $51. And then the cutoff. So you got 5 guys at 50 plus.
Mm-hmm.
He would be the 6th.
Yeah. And I try to tell people over the weekend, I say it's not if he's worth it, it's what the market dictates.
Yeah.
The market is dictating the fact that he's going to make that kind of money. And I even had one fan tell me, well, he's only played well in the back 9. I was like, what? What do you mean back 9? In 2022, the last part of the season. I was like, that's fair. That's fair. But, but what are your options? What are your options?
Let's carry that. It's a good way to end it. What are your options? And it goes back to our exercise before. What are you going to give up? What do you think you're going to get? So we'll do that coming up. It is XL Primetime. Joe C., Matt Hayes, Big Leon Searcy. RJ, thanks for hanging out with us. You can find us on the stream on YouTube. Just search 1010XL.
The First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL, the station that covers the Jaguars day in and day out.
It's not the old Jaguars team. We're not pushovers, so we're going to fight back.
1010XL, home of the Jaguars. Now you can watch 1010XL shows all day on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Brought to you by MyBookie. Experience Vegas from the comfort of your phone anytime, anywhere. Sign up today. Use promo code 1010XL.
At Honda, we appreciate all the comparisons to other vehicles. And no matter how many times they compare their vehicles to a Honda, only a Honda is a Honda. Remember, value, quality, safety, there is no substitute. Visit your local Honda dealer now and experience the difference.
Everyone seems to be in a time crunch these days. Well, don't forget you can always count on the cold case at Daly's. Always convenient, always cold. Whether it's the king of beers, Natty Light, Stella, or Cigar City, or Goose Island or Bud Light Seltzer. Dash into Daly's and grab one to go.
Hello, this is Father Nicholas Lowe, and I want to talk to you about being selfless. So often when we do things for others, we can want people to see what we're doing and to acknowledge it. And yes, it's good to know that people appreciate us, but true service doesn't look for recognition. You see, when we go out and do selfless acts, God tells us that we may not get an earthly reward, but we're always going to get a heavenly reward.
To hear more inspirational messages by Reverend Dr. Nicholas Lowe, please visit our website at stjohnthedivine.com.
WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Yo, this is Tony from Tony D's. Are you looking for a great slice of pizza? Well, we have about 12 varieties. Most places won't have slices of pizza after lunch. At Tony D's, you can get a slice all day. It's always fresh at Tony D's Pizza. Bay Meadows and 295.
Have you tried golfing at the improved Cimarron Golf Club? If you haven't, tell you what, you're missing out on the best deal in Jacksonville. Now, many of you have received a postcard in the mail, and of course, if you bring that with you, $45 plus tax to play. That includes a cart, lunch, and a beer at the brand new Stone Barrel Tap House. Now, go to the website, that is CimarronGolfClub.com, and sign up for the Wild One Loyalty Program. That's the Wild One Loyalty Program, and get all of these specials emailed to you from Cimarron.
New and pre-owned firearms are always in stock at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach. Want a new sidearm or rifle? Brands like Kimbar, Smith & Wesson, Sig Sauer, and Beretta. No lines, no hassle. Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach.
It's tune-up time, and Florida Home AC, the official AC partner of the Jaguars, wants to partner with you for a cool summer season. Tune up your AC unit right now so it's running at peak performance when you need it most. Just call 777-4300 and order a tune-up for just $59. Keep your unit humming at optimal level. Log on to FloridaHomeAC.com and take advantage of their savings. Keep cool with Florida Home AC. That's 777-4300.
Hey sports fans, this is Hayes Carlyon for QC Kinetics. This is the absolute worst time of the year to be dealing with joint pain. You can't do all the outdoor stuff you love to do, hiking, jogging, biking, playing on the beach. Don't go through summer missing out on life. Call QC Kinetics now and find out how they can use biologics from your own body to give new life to your achy joints. You gotta call QC Kinetics now for a free consultation. 904-274-5522, serving the Jacksonville area with locations in Mandarin and Ponte Vedra Beach. Again, this is the future of medicine. Tens of thousands of QC Kinetics patients around the country are living their best life this year because they made the call. Call QC Kinetics now for your free consultation. Revolutionary treatments for joint pain are here. Again, Mandarin and Ponte Vedra Beach. Call QC Kinetics now, 904-274-5522. That's QC Kinetics.
Joe C. for Roland Reich Plumbing. When I needed a plumber, I said, Roland, I got a problem, man. This water heater just absolutely caved in on me. He goes, don't worry, I got it. Send me a picture of it. So the next thing you know, I'm giving them a picture. I'm showing them what size tank I'd like, where it's at. He goes, no problem. We don't have to move anything around. We can be there in no time. We're talking the next day. Now, here's what they can do for you. 24/7 emergency service is available, and they're 25-plus years worth of experience as a business in this community, and they will definitely take care of you. So log on, plumbingjacksonville.com, and remember, it's simple. When you have a leak and can't wait a week, make sure you get in touch with Roland Reich Plumbing.
If you're a business owner and want to learn about federal, state, or local government contracts, plan to attend a free online webinar May 28th. The Florida Apex Accelerator, in partnership with UNF, provides expert guidance and consultations at no cost. The Apex Accelerator program can make selling to the government less complicated. Attend a free coffee and contracting webinar May 28th. Register at unf.edu/SBDC. Then select Training and Event tab.
I'm RJ Saunders with your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. For 1010XL, Jaguars defensive coordinator Ryan Nielsen met with the media as the squad prepared for their first OTA of the offseason and spoke on Tyson Campbell and had nothing but high praise when it comes to the Jacksonville corner.
Good. Yeah. No, we're excited about him. Heck of an athlete. Like, there's nothing he can't do athletically. Really a smart player. Picked the stuff up. The guy's done a great job teaching him and fundamentals, technique, and then how he can operate within the scheme. Obviously, we haven't played any plays yet, so it's not so it's still today's day one. So we'll go out and we'll evaluate him again, but we're excited about him.
Sound courtesy of Jaguars.com. Jacksonville University, their baseball team, will play in the ASUN Conference Championship against 8th-seeded Eastern Kentucky. 78 degrees at 3:03. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. It's Mocama Monday on XL Primetime. Head to the tap room in Fernandina Beach every day that ends with Y and enjoy some Mocama.
So we ended the 2 o'clock hour talking about dollars, and unfortunately, we locked in on the dollars and cents of our sports more often than we probably would like to, and it could be the NIL in college, and it's certainly the contracts in the National Football League. But the 3 o'clock hour, we get right back to the subject with Trevor Lawrence and a new contract, so you guys can jump in. Joe C., Matt Hayes, Leon Searcy, and RJ, you guys can find us on social, real easy to find us. Matter of fact, we did our schedule, our record prediction. And we all had some bad math moments in that bad boy, but we all had double-digit wins. So you can go to either YouTube and search 1010XL or search XL Primetime and take a look at our schedule prediction piece that we put together. Anywhere on social, you can definitely check it out. But we're in the double-digit win category, 11 or 12 wins, according to all of us on XL Primetime. But now let's get to the millions of dollars that these quarterbacks are getting paid. We said, if you don't pay them, what's your answer? What's your alternative? And you either pay them now, you wait, you pay them more later, or for some people, they'd rather move on, which is just a mystery to me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the Jaguars, they learned their lesson when they had to deal with Josh Allen. Mm-hmm. It was a situation where Josh Allen, we had figured Josh Allen was going to be somewhere under Nick Bosa, somewhere comparable to him. Mm-hmm. And then Brian Burns leaves the Panthers, goes to the Giants, makes $30 million. It was like, we said it that next day. I said, I'm sure if I'm Josh Allen's agent, I'm calling him. Because I'm saying, hey, look, y'all waited. Now the number's at 30.
And I maintained every single day he wasn't signed, he was making money.
He making money. Same thing with Trevor.
Making money.
Every day you don't sign him, that the ante goes up.
And that's kind of true if Trevor cleans up the mistakes and goes through a year and you choose not to sign him. Like Tua, as an example. Tua is making $25 million this year on the last year of his 5-year deal, and he's still going to get that deal. And at least the word down in Miami is that One offer's been put out there, it's been rejected. If Tua gets his money before Trevor, guess what else happens? Price goes up.
I don't even know how it's even a question. But again, pay the guy. You got to be kidding me. Pay him.
Yeah. Well, that's probably what's going to happen. But
the talent he has.
Yeah.
Right. You see what happens when, all things being equal, how he plays in the field. Does he have an issue with turnovers? Yes, he does. 60 in 3 years is a lot of turnovers. All right.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean it can't change. Ball security is an issue that can be changed, that can be worked on. Yeah. He's got a ton of talent. Pay him.
Yeah.
It's not even a question.
Well, here's the thing. I think the issue for the fan base is that the expectations of a number one pick is to, if not win a championship, but take you to one. And Joey Burrow got his money. Joey Burrow did take the Bengals to a Super Bowl.
He had already gotten him to the Super Bowl when he got paid.
Should have won one, but for a missed block.
Absolutely. I totally agreed. That left guard to this day is
okay, but let's do this real quick. Okay? Let's do this real quick. Lamar Jackson. The book on Lamar, the book of Lamar, is that he is not as good in the postseason as he is in the regular season. He has but 1 or 2 playoff wins, right?
That's fair, yeah.
Okay?
Well, Lamar is not going to be judged on MVPs anymore.
Yeah.
That's out the window. He's got 2. Yeah. Now it's going to be about rings. It's going to be about Super Bowls.
And so, unfortunately, he deserves his money. He is a dynamic cat, so he deserves his money. But that would be, in other words, if you have to, you're going to compliment him and you're going to criticize him. You're going to compliment Lamar. You're going to say, look at that, 2-time MVP. This guy is lights out good. Criticism, dude's only won the playoff game and had the number 1 seed going up against Patrick Mahomes, had a chance to basically prove everybody wrong, and he didn't necessarily have a great game. And so Lamar is making 52. Justin Herbert, in a playoff setting, staked his team to a 27-point lead thanks to Trevor's 4 picks and could not win that football game. And so Justin Herbert is making $52.5 million. Well, where is he? Is he worth it right now? You certainly could second-guess it a little bit. Jared Goff, he just gets his big deal. Next guy in line, $53 million. He's right there with Burrow, highly paid. I don't think I'd pin anything on him as a Detroit Lion with this last go-around. You might be able to criticize Dan Campbell with a couple of decisions, but he lost his job in L.A. because he couldn't move the team into the end zone.
All these quarterbacks that you just named, none of them are above scrutiny. All of them got issues in some capacity, just like Trevor. I mean, Trevor's got his issues. All those guys have issues, but quarterbacks just don't fall out. I mean, great good quarterbacks just don't fall out of trees. If you know you have one, if you have a tree that if you've planted a seed and you've watered it and it grows, you're not going to dig it up and you're going to take care of it.
I mean,
you're going to take care of that seed.
I mean, we're not talking about Cooper Rush here, okay? Where he's got hot and all of a sudden,
what was he, 4-0? He was 4-0, and they were talking about replacing Dak.
I remember that.
Then he just got smoked.
He showed it, okay? Yeah. He showed it in – I don't see how – he showed it in year 2. Yeah. He showed it. He showed it in that playoff comeback. I'll say it again. Yes, he has too many turnovers. Yes, it can be fixed. He clearly is an elite quarterback.
Yeah.
Just get the pieces around him, and you'll move forward, and you'll win a lot of games.
So here's off the text line. You guys can join us, 641-1010. Hit the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. Go to YouTube, the MyBookie Digital Studios, and throw a comment on YouTube. But this is the texter. Anyone saying Trevor doesn't deserve an extension needs to remember where this franchise was before he arrived. Yeah, there's some things he needs to work on. He's still only 24 years old. You start taking a look at some of it. Look at the guys that were drafted that are either just barely a year younger than him or some of them older than him. Anyway, the texter finishes saying he was playing behind one of the worst offensive lines 2 of his 3 years. The O-line still bottom of the league in 2022. And look, I can't argue with that. I'm not going to tell you you're wrong at all. There's far more pluses than there are negs. And the bottom line is either you have your quarterback or you don't. And there's a long list of teams that don't have their quarterback. And this team is fortunate enough to have a guy who has been brilliant at times. Going back to what Matt just said, can't help but wonder, will he clean the mistakes up? Jalen Hurts got a huge contract, and this wasn't necessarily his best year. he's getting paid $51 million. That team, a lot like Jacksonville, died a hard death down the stretch and just got
to be
played
fair,
right out of the playoffs.
Lamar got a huge contract, biggest in the league, and had his best season of his career.
Yeah.
So there are guys that play better when they get paid too.
Right. Here's another one. Kyler Murray, $46 million. They don't know what to do in Arizona.
Yeah.
He had the ACL, which was
Danny Dimes.
Yeah.
What'd they pay him? 160?
Yeah,
over
he
4
is
years?
in that. Well, he's got that second year and it's 40 plus.
Yeah.
Because right now Josh Allen's making 43, Kirk Cousins making 45, so is Mahomes, and Deshaun's making 46. Deshaun's coming back from injury. You don't know.
I think we're at the point now in the NFL where you're paying if you see like you think you have the potential to do it, you're going to pay him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You're just going to pay him, and if it doesn't work out, you got to eat it and move on.
Yeah, because you'd be in a much worse situation if you didn't. And I just feel like they don't want to be caught. Like let's go back to Tua and let's use the Miami Dolphins. They didn't see enough, so they waited, and with good reason because he was a concussed injury away from maybe thinking about shutting it down.
Retiring.
Based on what happened in 2022. He goes out in the offseason, improves physically, strength-wise, the way to handle some of these hits. He really played his tail off this last year. But the Miami Dolphins are sitting there going, do we want to give him that big contract? Did this team beat anybody with a winning record? I mean, they got all the questions that are still down there, but they're going to have to pay Tua. And so this is a serious salad year for him.
Well, I mean, as someone speaking from experience, I was in that kind of situation, not to this dollar amount,
right?
But there's nothing wrong with betting on yourself. All right, if they don't pay Trevor, I wouldn't take it as a slight. I would take it as a slight. I would be like, okay, I'll show you. I'm going to bet on me, and then I'm gonna prove you wrong, and then you're gonna pay me. You have to pay me more at the end. I don't know. If these players are built like that now. I think they want to get paid if you want to get paid. But if there's any slight doubt about organizationally, I'm paying you. Sometimes it's a good thing to go into your contract year and prove to yourself and to the team that, hey, look, you should have bet on me.
Right.
You know, I mean, I don't know. I think as a player, you want security. You want security, but you're always looking for some kind of competitive edge, something that'll keep you riled up. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if players like that are built like that now, but when the organization is not sure about you, like I told the Steelers, I said, okay, they're not sure, they don't want to pay me. I said, okay, don't worry about it. I said, no, the contract's off. I'm gonna go into the season. I'm gonna let them know why they should have paid me.
Right.
And by at the end of the season, it was too late. It was too late. I was all pro. We went to the Super Bowl, all that kind of stuff. So when free agency hit, I was like, peace.
So right. Well, here's another thing too is. Like I think Tua's going to get done this offseason.
Yeah,
okay.
It feels like the proposals are being shipped back and forth right now.
But let's just say, okay, it doesn't get done this offseason. He has another 29-14. They win 10 games to go out in the first round of the playoffs. Are the Dolphins fans going to be saying they shouldn't sign him to a long-term deal?
I wouldn't think so.
No.
Right. So I mean, it's the most important position. You've got a guy who has shown he can do it at an elite level. This is not even a question. The only question is how much is guaranteed and how is it structured. That's it.
Yeah. And you can have the feeling that Trevor knows that he's got to prove that he is worthy of this contract. And I don't blame anybody if they're thinking that or feeling that. But he also knows there's a hierarchy and the way things fall contractually, you're going to get in line. As soon as you are a first-round draft pick, you are in line for your next contract if you keep that job. Well, it just so happened 5 quarterbacks were drafted in the first 15 picks that year, and 4 of them aren't in line anymore. They're not. One of them is here as a backup in Mac Jones. He was the last of those 5 taken in the top 15. Trevor's the only one in line.
No, I will also say this, too. I don't think Trevor
right now,
deserves
that year, he's the only one in line. So that helps him mightily.
I don't think he deserves a Deshaun Watson every dollar's guaranteed deal.
I don't think
he deserves that, but he deserves a deal. He's going to get a good deal. He's going to get one of the top 3 or 4 deals in the league right now. Whether you guys like it or not, that's going to happen.
Yeah. All right, so you take a look at the contract. That is probably one of the main topics for your Jacksonville Jaguars. One of the other ones is what is this defense going to look like? And Ryan Nielsen's a guy that is I would think most people are fired up to see what this guy can bring to the table. So I want to play one or two sound bites from Ryan Nielsen here, RJ, just on the idea that this football team can change that side of the football and turn it into a strength instead of a weakness, because down the stretch it was 100% a weakness. And it's just the way that that you have to look at it and admit, right? That offense struggled, and both sides of the ball down the stretch.
Well, manhandled.
Yeah.
Yes.
Physically beaten up. And so Ryan Nielsen's job on that side of the ball is to come in and turn them back into playmakers. All right, this is Nielsen. Fire up the conversation on Devin Lloyd, because that's the one we were talking about. What can you do with a guy like this that looks like he can come off of the edge and be a real serious threat when it comes to rushing the passer? And at that linebacker position, Ryan Nielsen's got to be looking and thinking, we're going from a 3-4 to a 4-3. How can I use this guy and put him in a position to make plays?
Yeah, all good. Excited about our linebacker group. They've done a really good job communicating. We've got some really good leadership in that position. Really important is we haven't aligned just a couple times against the offense. And so we've done a lot of self-work together, and just their communication part, how they're handling it, and him as well. Break the huddle, get guys in line, making the proper calls. It's been good, So today will be another good test, because we're actually going to be able to respond post-snap, and so we'll take that evaluation. But excited about the player. He's doing a really good job. Here's a guy that loves football. I mean, he's around all the time. Like, he can't get enough of it. And so as a coach, you're like, all right, this is awesome. And so we'll take today, and then, we'll work on tomorrow.
He's got the opportunity to be turned into a leader and into a star on his own and on the direction of Ryan Nielsen.
Yeah. Well, when we had him in studio, he was talking about having more of a voice as far as one of the leaders. And, we said that, if you want to have that kind of voice, you've got to make sure your game is on par. And it'll be very interesting to see how he uses them, because cross dog, stunts, twists on the line, all that kind of stuff. I mean, he's a big, athletic linebacker. You might as well utilize him to get after the quarterback.
Yeah, we asked him when he was here, are we going to see you come off the edge? And he said, yeah, and you're definitely going to see that.
Yeah,
so
I want to see it too.
I mean, you're talking about a 6'4", what is he, 245?
Oh, he's getting up there.
You got the numbers in there. What's he? What do they got him at right now?
Yeah, they're not putting numbers out just yet.
Well, he told us when he was in here, he was like, 250?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's got to be close to that.
Yeah, I mean, he's right there. He's listed at he's only listed at 235, but I'm thinking 250.
Yeah, when we came in here, he told me about 250.
Yeah, 245, 250. All right, listen, one more from Ryan Nielsen in that this is another linebacker, and it's interesting what he has to say, but Ventrell Miller was a fourth-round draft pick last year, coming off the Jones fracture. We all know he got hurt again and then wasn't available. You didn't see him. And so this is Nielsen with his thought on, can he get something out of this player, Ventrell Miller?
Yes, but I think that it's universal. It's the whole defense. It's every player. That's kind of where we're at right now. We told the guys this morning, there's no depth chart. You're going to get your reps out there. And so for Ventrell, it's what he does with his opportunity, and that's going to be what's important. And so what are we looking for? Just like we talked about, the pre-snap, the stance, the communication, the adjustments. But again, we don't have pads on, and so we'll evaluate as much as we possibly can. And no one's making the team today. That's not what we're out there. We want to just get better as a unit, individually, position groups, things like that, and then get everybody as good as we possibly can going into camp when the pads get put on, preseason games, and this is a long process, with him. And so, but so far so good.
That's a positive. I know Gator fans want to hear that Ventrell Miller's got a chance. He was in a Gator uniform, a playmaker. Mm-hmm. He was intuitive, instinctive, smart, hit you hard, all that stuff, but also not as healthy as you'd like to see him down the stretch. He took a hell of a lot of abuse because he was really one of the only guys making plays on the defensive side for a long time.
Hey, as a young player, the last thing that you want to be coined or phrased to be is damaged goods.
Yeah.
A guy that can't, a guy who can't stay healthy. You know what I'm saying? And he's had the unfortunate task to have to deal with that kind of stuff last couple of years. So if he can just get a healthy year under his belt, maybe he's able to transition with the new defense and and maybe he'll be able to display his talents a little bit better if he can stay healthy. Yeah. That's going to be the key. He's got to
It's
stay
funny
healthy.
because you can take both him and Shaq Quarterman, and they both are probably cut from the same cloth. They will do anything they can to make themselves better and make a football team better.
Mm-hmm.
But they just, on the highest level, they got to be able to prove that they can do that.
But also, where are they playing? I mean, honestly, where are they playing?
Yeah.
Other than special teams, what are they, what's their impact?
Yeah.
It's special teams.
Yeah. And so this is depth, and like Ryan Nilsson said,
Special
you haven't
teams
lost your job, and you haven't won it necessarily. There is no depth chart right now, but just go out there and prove that you can do something because you have no idea. We don't know what Chad Mumba's going to add up to be. We really don't.
No, right. But I guess my point is you would imagine that Chad Mumba would, let's just say, heaven forbid, something happens to Foye, that Chad Mumba's the guy that is moving in there, right?
Yes.
So I think if you're Ventrell Miller, your idea is, look, I'm going to do everything I can to win that backup spot.
Yeah, exactly. And special teams, like you said. Yeah. Do something there. The hottie toddy Prince, who I can't wait to see what DeAndre Prince can do. He's going to make the roster on special teams because he's not necessarily going to be stepping in and taking someone's job right away.
And that's important. Listen, I played with one that's coaching with the Jets right now, Brett Boyer. He made a living on special teams.
Better believe it.
Quarterback and a backup linebacker. So, I mean, you can make a nice little living in special teams.
Yeah, and I got a couple of guys that I definitely have my eye on that I'm looking forward to seeing how they do. Devon Hamilton, one of them they were talking about before coming back from injury. We'll make sure you get a soundbite on the health of Devon Hamilton from Doug Peterson coming up in just a bit. Rick Ballou will have Ronald Darby, one of the free agent signings, on his show later on this evening into the night. That comes up after the Frangie show. It is XL Primetime on a Mokama Beer Company Monday.
Buckle up. You're in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios with XL Primetime on 1010XL. Find your new Honda at your 8 local Honda dealers.
It's coming, it's coming, it's coming, it's finally here. Are you ready for it? Yeah, we ready for it. Are you ready for it? Yeah, we ready for it. Then get ready for it.
1010XL.
Why Arlington Toyota? Because summer starts here. That's right, it's the Summer Starts Here sales event, and Arlington has a huge selection of new vehicles in stock in one location. And every new purchase comes with Arlington's lifetime warranty, unlimited time, and miles. Plus, you get 60 days to love your new purchase or exchange it. Plus, Arlington's Credit Helper program to help get you financed. There's even complimentary car wash with every service, and so much more. Shop arlingtontoyota.com today.
When you step into a courtroom, you're stepping into a fight. Someone wins, someone loses. I'm attorney Brett Hastings, and at Hastings Injury Law, we've got the experience you want in your corner if you or a loved one suffer a personal injury or a wrongful death. We're here to fight for you. So if you get hit, hit back with Hastings Injury Law, offices Jacksonville. Find us on the web at 904hitback.com or call our 24-hour helpline, 904-HITBACK.
Frank Frangie here for South State Bank. Look, I depend on South State for so many things: personal accounts, small business banking, and banking for our nonprofit. South State Bank can help you reach all your financial goals too, whether you're just starting out or focused on financial planning. South State offers convenience with their online and mobile banking. You should check out South State Bank, as they were recently recognized by Forbes as one of America's best banks. That's South State, banking forward. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Every day is a Big Chief Tire Day at 1010XL. Lauren Brooks here from Helmets and Heels. Our friends at Big Chief Tire are all about ensuring your safety and peace of mind on the road. Right now, they're offering $50 off a new set of tires, so you can finally take care of that tire replacement you have been putting off. Plus, enjoy free tire repairs and replacements for up to 3 years with their protection plan. Visit BigChiefTire.com or call 904-932-0950 to schedule an appointment at any one of their 5 locations. Big Chief Tire keeps Jacks rolling.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. From GFL, Green for Life.
Sometimes the most important position in sports needs a translator.
I'm Denny Thompson, and they call me the quarterback whisperer.
He shares his insights Friday mornings on The Drill. Brought to you by Tyson Sound and Security and George Moore Chevrolet.
Instant Key. You don't
don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you. Call 904-722-1111.
Instant Keys saves the day if you've lost or broken keys. They can program new keys and remotes for nearly every make and model of vehicle at a fraction of the dealership costs. Fast, honest, and reliable locksmith service. Call Instant Keys, 722-1111.
Mia here. The NBA playoffs are heating up, and it's the perfect time to elevate your game with MyBookie. With MyBookie, you can bet from anywhere, anytime, so you never miss a shot to cash in on a play. You can even live stream and bet on the games right from the sportsbook, giving you everything you'll need to decide, cash out or let it ride. MyBookie really makes it easy to get paid with tons of boosted props and slam dunk parlays. And new boosts are now posted on the daily. It's more than just a sportsbook. Buzzer beaters, underdog upsets, and a community to share in all of the sweats. Give yourself a head start today and play with house money using promo code 1010XL when you make your first deposit. That's promo code 1010XL to claim a limited time bonus when you sign up and make your first deposit. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere, only with MyBookie.
$15,000 workers. I'm Brian Rose from Remedy Staffing. We survey 15,000 blue-collar workers each year to better understand what drives quality and dependability in our workforce. The survey shows when looking for a new job, the initial pay rate, job security, and safety while working are the most important factors for hourly workers. If you're an employer and would like to learn more about the voice of the blue-collar worker, please call us at 904-528-1933.
Coverage and analysis of the 2024 off-season workouts on 1010XL is brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter, plumbing, septic, and air conditioning, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Hacker here with an update. I'm now down 65 pounds in less than 3 months with Awaken 180. It's been incredible. You've seen it on social media. If not, take a look. I'm the guy with 65 less pounds around his midsection. Since I started, I had to get lower dose medication for both blood pressure and cholesterol. That meant a trip to the pharmacy. When I walked in, the pharmacist did a double take, the same way my doctor did. Didn't even recognize me. It's a pretty cool feeling, knowing I'm transforming into the new me. If I can do Awaken 180 and succeed, trust me, so can you. Imagine dropping pounds while still enjoying your favorite foods. With Awaken 180, you get to lose weight without giving up what you love. Are you ready to make the call to Awaken 180? Call right now, 844-346-1800. That's 844-346-1800. Or do what I did and check them out at Awaken180weightloss.com. Start changing your life today with Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. That just happened. Brought to you by Florida Home AC, the official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
So a little news out of suburban Chicago. The Big Ten just announced that it will distribute $880 million for fiscal year 2023 to its member schools. Other than, of course, Maryland and Rutgers, who, even though they joined in 2014, are still getting less than the rest of the Big Ten. So the Big Ten has surpassed the SEC, which announced, I believe, last month, earlier this month, that they're distributing. What am I saying? $853 million. So $27 million more for the Big Ten. The Big Ten's highest paid employee. Got an idea, Joe, who the Big Ten's highest paid employee is?
Is it the commish?
I'm not going to tell you. Just guess. Give me a guess.
I'll go with the commish. It would seem like he would. No, you know what? I'm going to go with the head coach. It's got to be a head coach.
No, because they're employees of the university.
Commish, then.
All right, you're going with Tony Petitti, the commish.
Yeah, I was going to.
Yeah?
I'm going with the arts and literature teacher.
It's the XX commissioner.
Oh, is he still Kevin Warren?
No.
Oh.
The XX. Jim Delaney.
Jim Delaney. We're going that far back.
Jim Delaney. How? Well, they're still paying off his $20 million guarantee that he got.
That's a powerful man.
$5.8 million he's getting. And the next highest paid employee is the ex-commissioner.
Kevin Warren.
Kevin Warren, who's getting $3.7 million. So That's some interesting financial
Well,
distribution
this,
there, JoJo.
This much we know. The Big
By the way,
Ten,
both of them will both be over $1 billion next year.
Yeah, the Big Ten's a cash cow, and the SEC is a cash cow. And once, I guess, another round of deals as far as the television goes, you're going to expect them just to keep making money. Like you said, go over $1 billion next year in overall earnings. And that is the essence of what the FSUs, the Clemsons, and now the North Carolinas of the world are freaking out about, because the ACC, just give me a guessing.
38?
Huh?
High of like probably 38, 39 million.
No, give me that total number, because you just gave us
880 million for the Big Ten.
Okay, ACC, I'm going to guess is 500?
It's not even that. It's like in the
400 and something?
It's more about what is per team. And right now, per team, it's about 62.5 for every Big Ten team. It's a little more than that because they're giving less to Rutgers and Maryland.
Mm-hmm.
So it's more like around 64, 65 for a majority of those teams. Whereas FSU is getting, I think, 40, 39 or 40.
Yeah, right around 30. So basically, you're almost cutting it in half.
Yeah, I mean, all these numbers that you've been referencing to, NIL's only been around how many years? 3?
4.
Now
it's
4
4
years,
four
and
years.
the outrage of kids getting money, getting paid, the outrage that we're running off the rails, it's out of control. But for all these years, those same numbers that you've been relaying.
Well, it wasn't the same numbers, but yeah, for all those years,
for all those years, they were earning that kind of money.
Yeah.
And now 17, 18-year-olds are just ruining the game.
Comparable to the economy in the market, they were earning that money. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree with that. And by the way, along those veins, this week is just a critical week as far as pay for play. This is when the presidents and the chancellors and the board of regents and all these universities will agree to settle the House case. It's a House versus the NCAA, and when they do agree to settle that, there's going to be a ton of back pay to former student athletes, and that's when pay for play begins, and that's when it will become these teams are going to have to probably put out anywhere from 23 to 25 million annually to pay players.
Have you heard the
which
number?
Which is nothing compared to what they're getting.
Right, but have you heard the number of how far back they will go?
Not yet, no.
Because I've heard 15 years or more they will go back. Is that outrageous to say?
Well, it's still part of the negotiation.
And people may not realize this.
Back? No. No shot.
Yeah, not back to the late 80s. But
no shot. Okay.
Yeah. All right, real quick.
I think it's to the explosion of the network deals is probably how.
Okay. Now, every once in a while, I think we need to give people what's the what on some of these things, because we feel like everybody should know exactly what we're talking about.
It's not going all the way back to the CFA when the courts initially broke up the NCAA and said and created the CFA, which allowed them to televise games on any station they want, whenever they want, and they can make their own deals when the conference can then make their own deals. It's not that far back, which would be like the 80s.
Yeah. But basically, this thing that we are talking about is that pay for play is real, and it's on its way, and it's an opportunity for these players to actually get compensated for the product that they are putting on the field, and that universities are making a boatload of cash off of from the television and networks that are paying so much to have this product.
It's no different
The other
than
part
the
of
NFL.
it is that now they're going to go back in time. This is what I'm trying to make sure that they understand. They're going back in time. Now, not all the way back to Leon's era, but
there will be back pay.
But if it goes back a decade and a half or 2 decades, the Timmy Tebow's, the Derrick Henrys of the world, they're going to get checks that are basically going to say thank you for your contribution to playing.
It's going to be
to the game of college.
It will be based on percent, like whatever the percentage is now. It's going to be based on that percentage will be based on how much they earned as a conference back then. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not going to be based on now.
No. But
so it'll be based on what they earned as a conference back then.
Yeah, and wouldn't it be nice if you were able to just get a little something?
Yeah, a little compensation, absolutely. Yeah, a little back pay. That's always good.
The easiest way to say it is moving forward. It's just like the NFL, except now the owners are the universities, and the players are the players.
Yeah,
and they'll come up with a way to collectively bargain. I don't know whether they'll be employees or not, but I don't know how you're going to avoid that.
Right.
My guess is they're going to be employees, and they're going to be W-2, and it's going to be all of that, and they're going to have to. It's going to be health insurance, all that stuff, and I don't know how they avoid it. So they're going to get paid, and that's what it's going to be. It's going to be basically a mini NFL.
Mm-hmm. All right, that's in the college world. We'll get back to 1 or 2 pieces of college news before we're done. But real quick, RJ, let's hit the X poll, and we'll set that up, and then we'll come back because I got to at least get a comment from Ryan Nielsen on the drafting of Mason Smith as the 48th pick overall. But let's set up the X poll here real quick.
Absolutely. Our XL Primetime X poll question brought to you by the good folks at Beaver Toyota and Beaver Chevrolet. We were talking ad nauseum about Trevor Lawrence and whether or not he should get a contract extension now, or do you wait till next offseason? So give us your answer. Would you give Trevor Lawrence a contract extension now, or would you wait? Search us on Twitter at 1010XL, and you can reply there.
Yeah, we'll roll this bad boy. We'll roll it. Well, we'll roll it through tomorrow, but right now it's the overwhelming 8 yeses to 2 nos is basically where they're at right now. I'm paying him now, and the other one, other side of it, I'd wait till next year, and that right now is only getting about 2 out of every 10.
By the way, RJ, it's X, okay? It's not Twitter. It's X.
Yeah.
So we officially don't say Twitter anymore?
Yeah,
No,
it's X, man.
X, bro.
It's X. That's why I call it an X poll. And I'm not even with the artist formerly known as Prince. None of that. None of that. It is X, man. All right, but we'll keep that poll alive till tomorrow, so you guys go to at 1010XL on X and vote. After all, XLP invented X.
Yes.
Cruising with XL Prime Time in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL. There's an energy and drama to play-by-play sports.
This crowd, a big factor.
You never know what's going to happen.
Wow!
Feel the energy on 1010XL. Jacksonville Sports Radio.
For Military Appreciation Month, Nimnik Chevrolet pauses to honor and express our deepest gratitude to the brave service members and their families who sacrificed so much for our country. Frank Frangie here. As a token of their appreciation, Nimnik Chevrolet is extending a special offer. $1,000 total cash allowance to all military personnel and their families on select new vehicles. So shop online at nimnikchevy.com or visit the dealership located on the corner of Park and Cassett. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
David Garrard here. Playing in the NFL can put a lot of wear and tear on your body, especially your knees. Southeast Orthopedic Specialist has kept me mobile and ready to tackle every day.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
David Garrard here. I've had the PRP treatment from Southeast Orthopedic Specialist, and my knees are really doing well. Platelet-rich plasma treatment may be the answer for whatever is hurting you.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Frank Frangie here. Bono's Pit Barbecue is celebrating 75 years of serving up legendary barbecue on the First Coast. And right now, get to Bono's for the new loaded barbecue tater tots. That's smoked pulled pork on top of tater tots with melted cheddar cheese sauce. You won't find this anywhere else. 18 Bono's around town. There's always one nearby, and you can see all the locations at bonosbarbecue.com. Remember, the Bono's Barbecue Tater Tots right now at Bono's. And if you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
Save money while beautifying your home with energy-efficient, custom-built replacement windows and doors from Renewal by Andersen. Their exclusive Fibrex product is chic, tough, easy to maintain, and twice as strong as vinyl. And right now, buy 2 windows or patio doors and get the third at 60% off. Plus, no money down, no payments, and no interest for 1 year, but restrictions apply. Renewal by Andersen, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit rbafla.com for more details.
License number CGC 1527613.
Hey folks, Rick Ballou here for John's Auto. They've been a staple in Jacksonville going all the way back to 1985. At John's Auto, they service all makes, all models, cars, trucks, diesel, you name it, they do it. Whether it's routine maintenance or a complete engine overhaul. Call John's Auto on Arlington Road. That's 904-743-3857 or go to johnsautomotivejacks.com.
Have you or someone you care about been arrested or had their driver's license taken away? I'm Susan Cohen, and I work with David Robbins at the law firm of Epstein & Robbins. We are experienced fighters for those charged with DUI and all criminal offenses. I've been named the best DUI attorney in the state, and David has been named the best criminal defense lawyer in Jacksonville. In your battle with the justice system, there is only one thing you need to know. Dial David 24/7 at Epstein & Robbins, 354-5645.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On May 20th, 1919, Babe Ruth hits his first career grand slam while playing for the Boston Red Sox. It was his 22nd home run of his career.
Bueller Air and Plumbing presents
Are you cool?
Today's contestant, an avocado consultant from Jacksonville, Florida, meet Dave Ortega. Okay, Dave, here's your question. Your house is not bad in the morning, but by the afternoon, your AC can barely keep up, even with the curtains closed. What do you do?
Can I buy a vowel?
Not that kind of show, Dave.
Can I spin the wheel?
Yeah, we don't even have a wheel, Dave.
Can I phone a friend? Oh, can I call Bueller?
That's right, Dave. Call Bueller Air and Plumbing to assess your home's airflow and sunlight patterns and let us optimize your air conditioning so that you are cool.
This is the happiest day of my life.
Well, you gotta get out more, Dave.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
It's Kubota Orange Days. Shop the year's best selection of Kubota tractors, zero-turn mowers, and utility vehicles, including the #1 selling compact tractor in America. And now through June 30th, get 0% APR for 72 months, or up to $2,300 off L2502 tractors. See details at KubotaOrangeDays.com. Get food prizes and Kubota Orange Days demos Wednesday 8 to 4 at Coastal Equipment, New Kings Road.
Coastal Equipment.
Hey poker players, the Poker Atlas Tour is coming to Best Bet St. Augustine June 6th to 16th. The Poker Atlas Tour features 7 events, including the $600 no-limit Hold'em title event with a $200,000 guaranteed prize pool, and Event 1 $300 no-limit Hold'em with a $100,000 guarantee. Satellites start May 26th. For more details, visit bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com.
You don't have to be a football star to get a signing bonus. The team at Republic Services needs your skills, and they're paying up to $5,000 for you to join the roster. You'll be joining a winner. As an essential business, the Republic Services trucks have not stopped rolling with hourly and weekly pay and better benefits and vacation packages than the rest of the league. Driver trainees, $1,000 sign-on bonus. CDL drivers, $3,000. Diesel mechanics, $5,000 bonus. Join the winning team at Republic Services today. Visit republicservices.com.
Equal opportunity employer.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Sure, there's some phone calls being made to those guys for sure. Look, everything that they said was exactly who these guys are in terms of character, the type of people that they are. They love football, really good guys, practice hard. I mean, they're out there going as hard as they possibly can. We're excited about them. So the future is bright for those guys.
It's Mocama Monday on XL Primetime. Head to the tap room at Fernandina Beach every day that ends with Y and enjoy some Mocama.
Do you like the idea of the collaboration from the guys coaching on the defensive side of the ball to help make a decision on who to draft? I think it's a good and a bad. And it could backfire on you, or it could be a huge, huge reward. And that was Ryan Nielsen talking about how important his relationships with Eddie O, Ed Orgeron, who we love, and Matt House in the evaluation and drafting of Mason Smith. Now, if you heard Ryan Nielsen, it sounded to me like Trent Baalke, Doug Peterson and company leaned on their coaches a little more for intel on whether these guys were the right pick at the right number. Do you like that idea? Are you in on that?
What do you think?
Sometimes I think they might be too close to it.
I think it's good to get a guy who's coached him. Absolutely, there's no doubt about that. I liked Mason Smith as a freshman. Just an unbelievably explosive player. Jordan Jefferson was all right. He's a solid player.
Yeah,
he's a good project. You're in the 4th or 5th round. You're picking up somebody. He's a good project guy,
and you can smartly do that in the 4th round.
Yeah, Mason Smith's the bigger one. I think that's when they really probably went to Ed Orgeron and said, "Look, what's the deal? What was he like as a freshman? Blah blah blah." And they saw the tape. It's not like they haven't seen tape, but I think they're probably more interested in what is he like as a person. What's his character like? Is he a guy that's going to work once he gets the money? All that stuff is obviously a big commitment because you're talking about again, this franchise has to have that 2nd round pick has to play and has to play well.
Yeah,
because you can't just say, all right, well, he had a knee injury, we're going to take a flyer on him. This franchise can't take flyers on anybody.
No,
in the first couple of rounds.
You really do have, at the very least for the here and now, a couple of question marks with the second and third round and fourth round decisions. Did you get guys that can impact your football team immediately?
Yeah.
You know Brian Thomas is.
Mm-hmm.
You know that's going to happen. Now it's the 48th, it's the 96, it's the 116 or 114 and 116.
Well, what you can't do is you can't keep stacking chips. Last year, you only got productivity out of one of your impactful players, which was Anton Harrison. Yeah. Your second and your third round pick, they were sporadic. You know what I'm saying?
Well, those were, I mean, honestly, they took flyers on both those guys.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But they got to be impactful. They got to play. They can't. So these guys here in the second and third round that you pick, they got to play. They got to be an impact.
Not only that,
from day one.
let's be honest here. Yeah. Seriously, I think we need to be intellectually honest right now. Had Cam not done that, they weren't taking Anton Harrison there. So then you start to think, what would they have done with that pick?
Right. The only
would that pick have hit?
Yeah. The only way I might go against you on that is that they wanted to maybe get rid of that salary for Cam. They were looking to draft his replacement, and so Anton Harrison.
In the first round there?
I don't know, but at least that was a discussion then before the news of the suspension came out. It definitely was still a part of the discussion because of how expensive he was and the idea that Walker Little could maybe be the next guy. Now here's the other part of this. If you go 5 picks deep last year, 5 picks deep, only one guy impacted this football team on a consistent basis, right?
Yeah.
Anton, after that, Tank.
A great pick, by the way.
Yeah. After that, Brenton Strange, Tank Bigsby, Ventrell Miller, and Tyler Lacey. Okay, those were your second, third, and 2 fourths. So 1 out of 5, that's a 20% productivity level out of your first 5. Now let's do these first 5 because I think we're thinking the same thing. Brian Thomas Jr. Then after that, how much does Mason do it? How much does Jarian do it? How much do the 2 fourth-rounders in Foster and Jefferson?
I know
that's
you guys.
1/5. That's 1/5 each year.
I know you guys like Jarian Jones. You both do, and I
like
think he made some nice plays.
Yeah.
But honestly, in the third round, that's a flyer.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. We are at risk
taking
right now.
a chance on him.
Like even though I do like him, I'm saying just imagine that. So you'd be at 2/10.
It's a top 100 pick, man. That guy's got to play immediately.
Well, I mean, you think he's a flyer. You think Mason Smith's a flyer as well, right?
I think if you're – so here's my thing with Mason Smith. If you truly believe and you've spoken to his people, you spoke to his coaches, people close to him, you believe he's a guy that's when he gets paid he's not going to just settle in, that he really wants to be a player and that he really wants to be the guy he was as a freshman, that I don't think that's at risk. He's got a lot of talent. I mean, I'm telling you, he would have been a top 5 pick if he stayed healthy. He's that good. But he missed 1 year, came back the next year, and it took a while for him to get used to the game again. So I don't know if I would call that a flyer. It's certainly a risk. It's absolutely a risky pick.
All right, let's just finish up just the last little bit. We were hoping to get Mark Carnevale, but the dude is just coming back from Valhalla. Tough trip. Not as bad as Scotty Scheffler's trip in Friday morning, but we weren't able to quite catch up with Carnevale. But he had a great call when it came to the finish of the PGA Championship. So let's just finish up with just a quick comment. Do you have the Carney call? I think we should play that, RJ, because Xander Schauffele winning the PGA Championship, the Wanamaker Trophy, did end in grand style because Bryson DeChambeau posted a number, and it looked like we were headed for a playoff, which would have been a 3-hole playoff. But in the end, Xander got the job done.
Schauffele for the win. Putter back, ball up to the cup, curls around and drops to the bottom. Hands raised in victory. Xander Schauffele, the winner of the 106th PGA Championship, sets a major championship scoring record of 263 and 21 under par in Louisville. The X-Man crosses the finish line first.
Great call from our man, Carney.
He had a little Golf Joe, by the way, right at the beginning there.
Oh, yeah. Listen,
a little bit of Golf Joe there.
Yeah, he and I are
coaching him up.
We're brothers from another mother in that respect. That's for sure. But Xander, when he needed to do it, he did everything right the entire week. Yeah, we all know that.
What a week.
He jumped out to a 62, which is matching the best low round that you've seen in major championship history. And then he goes out and he just hangs on. Wire to flipping wire, and he sets a new tournament scoring record when he hits 21 under. Now, look, we can be critical This is the discussion we've had about the Players' Championship. Do we want to see these low scores? Do we want to see 18, 19, 20 under? Well, guess what? Now we got 21 under. Now, it had to do with all the rain that fell. But still, they were able to go out and shoot low numbers throughout the course of the week. I don't know if they didn't have any rain, whether it would have added up to a 18 under number. It would have been close. That's what it feels like to me. But just love what you saw, okay? It was great.
I know you went wire to wire. How difficult is that? Because
it ain't easy.
In a major like that?
Yeah, in a major like that. I was just thinking about that.
And when you haven't done it, Leon.
Yeah.
When you have not done it. And just this past week, he was right there step for step with Rory at Quail Hollow, which is a really tough golf course. And in the end, Rory just ran away from him.
Mm-hmm.
And you think about what he did at the Players. He was right there step for step with Scotty, and in the end made one or two mistakes. And that was enough to cost him. Mm-hmm. And so he had not won on tour, I believe, since 22. I think I have that right. And so here he is. He's no longer the best player without a major because he was playing as good a golf as anybody on the PGA Tour, and he wins it. And Bryson DeChambeau was on the range ready to go into a playoff.
What
and got
a
turned
week
away.
he had, by the way.
Yeah, he played his tail off. And that would have been the classic PGA Tour versus Live.
Yeah.
And, I was rooting for Xander. I think you know that. I'm not like such a DeChambeau fan, but at the same time, it provided great theater because Victor Hovland was right there. Victor Hovland, like between the two, Hovland and DeChambeau, they played 12 under golf together without a bogey until Hovland lost that shot at the last. And then you had all the other guys. Justin Rose rose up. You can go down the line with other ones that made – it was great. Real quick, you've got a golf tournament coming up.
Oh, yeah, 3 weeks. 3 weeks at Queens Harbor. June 14th, we got a celebrity golf tournament. We got about 20 celebrities going up. We just got your man Dexter Carter signed up. He's going to become playing. He's going to be added to the list among other guys, NBA, NFL, boxers, professional. Still got sponsorship packages available for those who are out there, but they're gobbling them up. But the guys that Morris Barbecue, they gobbled up one.
What's the benefactor again? Explain the benefactor.
Well, the benefactor is my mom, who passed away about 6 years ago. She was an educator, and it's going to be giving away scholarship money to kids to go to her alma mater, which is Florida A&M.
Yeah, I love that. And where can they find out about it?
Go on my website. Go on Instagram, Facebook, Leon Searcy Jr. All the sponsorship packages and all that stuff available.
All right, that's awesome. I love it. I love it. Looking forward to that one for sure. We are done. Thanks to Mokama Beer Company. Check them out, mokama.com. You can find that great craft on the shelves at ABC or Total Wine. And then, of course, head on up there and enjoy the tap room. Also, the Wildlight Location 2 up there in the Fernandina Beach area. You will love it. Mokama Beer Company. Joe C., Matty Hayes, Big Search, and RJ. We hand it off to the Frangie Show coming up.